stepped down. It's finally over. If you ever want to know who has power over you, just look at who you aren't allowed to criticize. That's just the lesson the owner and founder of the Papa John's Pizza learned this week. Papa John's founder and CEO John Schnatter announced he is leaving his position in the company he owns and founded after he publicly criticized the failed NFL leadership earlier this year because of its poor handling of the players' unpatriotic national anthem protests, which led to applause from all us Patriotic Americas who care more about our nation and her flag than about a bowl game. The Freedom Daily. NFL just hit with devastating news about their league. Football League has stirred up more than its fair share of controversy over the past couple of months. The national anthem protest that started last season with former 49ers player Colin Kaepernick that many hoped would just fade away, did not. In fact, it spread like a virus, infecting every single team in the NFL. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, as well as the spoiled millionaires that make up the teams, drastically overplayed their hand, assuming that the American people would just turn a blind eye to the blatant disrespect being shown to the flag we love. Because of their flagrant disdain for our nation's heritage, the largest nationwide boycott in recent history slammed into the league like a freight train, draining their bank accounts, and putting the entire league into jeopardy. Thus far the damage done to the NFL was done by their furious former fans who have left the league in droves. Those who used to spend their time watching or going to the games have taken to social media to inform everyone who supports the league that we won't be supporting them. Significant pressure was put on sponsors to pull their advertising, but until now, none had. However, today the NFL got the worst news to date. One of the NFL's most iconic sponsors, Papa John's, has officially withdrawn their support from the league. Just one sponsor might not seem like a massive problem, but considering their annual advertising budget just 3 years ago was over $180 million, their exit is a huge hit to the league. According to Bleacher Report, they cited negative consumer sentiment for the controversial move. Pizza chain Papa John's announced Wednesday that it is pulling its advertising associated with the NFL, according to ESPN's Darren Rovell. Per Jonathan Mays of Nation's Restaurant News, Papa John's founder John Schnatter said sales are down due to negative consumer sentiment regarding the company's relationship with the NFL. For the record, those consumer sentiments they're referring to were you and I. No doubt most of the NFL brass expected Americans to roll over and play dead eventually, but 2 months into the season, the patriotic former football fans have proved that there are things much more important to us than football, and the lives of our brothers and sisters in uniform and the love we have for our country are a few of them. Schnatter also called the NFL an example of poor leadership, according to Mays. A constant topic of discussion during the 2017 NFL season has been players' decision to protest during the national anthem. While the trend was started by former San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick last season, it has continued in 2017, especially since critical comments were made by President Donald Trump. That led to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell sending a letter to all 32 NFL teams expressing his preference that players stand for the anthem. The NFL hasn't enacted a rule forcing players to stand, but there is a clear schism between players and NFL leadership on the issue. If there's one thing that is evident to anyone who has watched the NFL, it's that they can enact any crazy rule they want to, and if the players want to keep their jobs and hefty paychecks, they'll adhere to them. No matter how much the left suddenly claims to love the Constitution, this isn't a constitutional issue, it's a doing what your boss says issue. The boss, aka Commissioner Goodell, just didn't want it bad enough.